What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video, and today I'm going to do a Contest of Mayors prep video for level 18 players, okay? Now, actually, I'm going to touch base on level 17 and then 18, and then we'll talk a little bit about level 20. So, as most of you know, I put out a video yesterday to kind of help people understand how to choose their assignments and stuff. So that is not what this video is going to be about. This is just what you need to do to prepare for the contest. There are several things that you need to do in order to be successful if you want to win the mega prize. Now, you want to get promoted in the other leagues, but you don't want to waste your tickets. Now, Metro, you have to place within the top 10 people to get promoted into Mega. So you might have to use a few tickets there to secure your placement so you can guarantee that you'll get into Mega. Now, hang on just a sec, you guys. Okay, so first thing, all right, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Put anything in the comments, feedback, questions, video requests, help, anything like that. All right. Now, Contest of Mayors prep. It is extremely important if you want to win the first place prize in Mega. You're going to want to watch all of my Contest of Mayors videos so that you can, make sure that you're picking your assignments correctly. So when it comes to level 17, I've noticed that a lot of people, and I have a Missy's Building Guide. If you haven't seen that, you really should take a look at that. I'm typing up a checklist for you guys, and that'll be done hopefully today. And I'm going to redo the Missy's Building Guide video with the updated adjustments that I've made. And I mean, there's not major adjustments, just minor, but I'm going to get that updated for you guys as soon as I can. So that being said, I've noticed that a lot of people are wanting to camp level 17 for the Contest of Mayors. And I'm going to tell you why I advise against that. And then you can, proceed as you wish. So if it were me, I would not do level 17 because the competition is not any better or different or whatever. I have never seen a difference in the competition for the level 17 to the level 18 Contest of Mayors. Okay? The competition is not that. I've never even noticed any difference, to be honest with you. Okay? But what you will notice is at level 18, you will unlock donuts. Donuts are your main moneymaker, and that will remain that way throughout the entire duration of your gameplay. If you are not able to make those, then you are not making very much money. Okay? If I'm pretty certain that, and I'd have to double check my notes on the production, but at level 18, you make a donut every 45 minutes. So if you don't have that type of income coming in, that's going to hurt you a little bit. Okay? Next thing is you unlock an additional factory at level 18 that you don't have at level 17, which means that you'll be able to make 5 more items that you couldn't have otherwise been making. This will not only help you to do those factory assignments faster, but it'll also help you earn more money, right? And the next thing is you don't have the group feature unlocked at level 17, which means that you do not get to participate in club wars, which means you're going to be limited to those assignments, which if you pay attention very closely, you are very limited to your premiums already. Your premium assignments are your assignments that are going to be worth at least, 3,000 points or have the ability to be worth 3,000 points, or they are your highest point tasks, like like a 2600 pointer, right? So let's say that you are level 18. You're already limited. If you're camping for storage, you're already limited to the amount of or variety of assignments in which you can complete. You don't have tokens unlocked at this time. So your production tasks are going to take a very long time. And if you're unable to do production and, very quickly, and you're unable to do house upgrades, and you don't have Club Wars unlocked, you're not leaving yourself much room here for assignments. And you don't want to do earn simoleons tasks. You definitely need your VU tower and your airport. So if you're somebody who doesn't have that unlocked, you need to get that unlocked. And that is why level 18 is a lot better. You're going to be able to participate in club chat, Club Wars, and you'll also get the club chest that you wouldn't get if you were a level 17 player. You benefit greatly from being in clubs, not only for the war feature, but because people can help you. They can help you with the item requests. They can help you if you need rare items and you have to trade. Maybe you're very active in a club and you enter the chat and you put up a lot of points and you say, look, I started this VU assignment and I'm missing a battery and I need to get it done. So somebody says, you know what, come on over and I'll help you out, right? You wouldn't have that option if, you're level 17. So just keep that in mind, okay? I would definitely not play at level 7. You are not benefiting at all by being level 17 whatsoever, okay? So getting that out of the way. Com prep. What do you need to do? What do you need to have? What is the bare minimum that you should have before attempting to try to win the mega prize as a level 18 player or a level 20 player, okay? If you are wanting to go up from level 18 to level 20, then you would want to go up when you're doing a round of mega. Make sure you're not, have a pretty good idea that you don't have a hacker in your group or in your league, And if that's the case and you feel you have a really good shot at winning, utilize those house upgrades for between level 18 and 20 and put them towards your assignments. Don't upgrade any homes unless it's for a assignment, right? Once you hit level 20, you're going to stop and camp. Now, this is perfectly fine to do. You'll still find rare items. And the reason for this is because it's going to ease a lot of the pressure on those production tasks. So you will definitely notice a huge difference in getting those tasks done because you'll be able to speed them up by with a silver token. So you'll have ×4. You will not unlock gold tokens until level 24, right? But for right now, I advise in the Missy's Building Guide to try to win the Contest of Mayors at least 3 or 4 times, before going up to level 24. If you can't and you're having troubles, then you can go up to, level 25, sorry, not 25, 24. And you can still find rares. You'll still be okay. And then utilize those upgrade assignments when you go up to level 24. All right. So that getting all that out of the way. You're level 18 or you're level 20, and you need to prep for the Contest of Mayors. What do you need to do? What do you need to have before attempting to hit Mega? All right. First things first is you need to save all of your VU items that you accumulate. You shouldn't be selling those or giving them away or not buying them. You need them. Storage is #1 priority, absolutely. And you need to I don't care if you have to go bankrupt upgrading your storage. You need to upgrade it, okay? That is #1. There is not one thing in this game, not one, that is more important than storage. If you're selling your storage, For anything else in this game, that is a bad decision, okay? Unless you are maxed out already. If you are trading your storage for Dozer, that is a bad decision. You need to unlock your storage first. That's number one, okay? Dozer is not a priority right now. In fact, you can leave your land unlocked for the purpose of the contest so that you can utilize those 2K assignments. However, if you are limited on space, it's going to be difficult to hold all of the things that you need to hold to prepare for a mega round of calm. So the more storage that you have available, the better. So what do you need to have? How much do you need to have? All that good shit. First thing is you're going to unlock this Mayor's Pass, okay? Yeah, I don't know if you've purchased it or not, but if you're somebody who has purchased it, just a sec here. Okay. If you're somebody who has purchased this pass, and most of you have, you do not collect anything in this pass that can be applied to the contest, right? You want to make sure that you're utilizing any of these rewards to your advantage. So, number one, we're going to go through this pass on what you should collect and what you should not. Okay? The 3,000 simoleons here. If you're flat ass broke, yeah, go ahead and collect them. But a good thing to do would be to save that for an earned simoleons task. Now, if you're attempting to hit mega, you should not be even doing that task ever, right? But if you're in the lower leagues and you're just trying to get promoted, then yeah, you can do that task. Or if you're somebody who plays the contest of mayors just for the pass, then yes, you can do that task. All right, the next one is cash and a building. If you are like me and you have difficulties with making accidental cash purchases, then I recommend leaving that stuff uncollected until you actually need to use it. The deed. You will unlock these deeds in this pass, and what will happen is if I were to hit collect on that, then if I had, let's say, a land space open that I wanted to unlock, and I get an assignment, and I'm like, okay, cool. I have, let's say I have one of the squares is asking for 24 of each dozer. The other one is asking for 11 of each dozer. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to do the 11 with my land items, and then I'm going to do the 24 one with my deed, right? That is what you would want to do. However, let's say that you don't unlock you can't get to the one behind it, right, in time. So you collected a deed. You cannot choose to use your land items. You are forced to use the deed first. So if you have a beach upgrade, for example, and let's say it's asking for 3 of each beach, right? And you have all the beach items, but you collected a deed. So now you have to waste that deed on one that costs, 3 of each beach rather than one that is near the end and costs a lot more, right? So don't collect the deeds until you're ready to actually use them. Now, the next one is Omega coins here. I don't know why my screen won't. There we go. Omega coins. Those are not going to be available to you as a level 18 player or even a level 24 player. This feature is available to you at level 30. If you are a level 30 player or above and you're watching this, then yes, you would want to save that for your Omega coin task. All right. The next one, again, is simoleons. We've already discussed that. The next one is temp storage. Definitely collect that one right away. The next one is platinum keys. Collect those right away. Those, you will not get an assignment for those. The next one is 20 cash and 1,000 regional coins. If you have regionals unlocked, that means you're at least level 25. You need to restart probably because you're screwed. Regionals are a bitch, a nightmare, and I'm actually going to be talking about those a little bit more in some of my upcoming videos. But just know this, it is a nightmare. I have a girl in my group right now. She wanted to just kind of freely play the game, and she had leveled up too quickly. She wanted to proceed on with her city. I was able to talk her into restarting. Once she did a round of the contest and realized how hard it really was with those regional maps unlocked, she realized how bad those the regional currency task is, and she had a miserable time last week playing the contest, and she finally decides, okay, maybe Missy's right, I need to restart. And to my knowledge, as of last night, she was way happier. So definitely don't unlock regionals yet. Okay, more simoleons. There's no task for that, so you can collect that immediately. The tokens. If you are somebody who is level 24 and you have tokens already unlocked, and you you have epics done and you're collecting those pieces off the top of your buildings, you can only collect 35 tokens. If you go beyond that, you won't be able to collect them. So, for example, I have a lot of gold epics, right? If I was to collect these in my pass, and let's say I'm at 35 tokens, okay? And I'm like, well, I can leave these sit here because I can collect them at a later time, or I can collect them now, and then I won't be able to collect any of the pieces off the top of my buildings until I use them. So, yeah, try to keep those uncollected in your pass for as long as you can if you're somebody who has to collect your epics, okay? Now, also, it's worth noting that if you are ever off of the game and you haven't collected all of the rewards in the past by the time the pass ends or the next one arrives, the game will automatically add any unclaimed rewards into your inventory. Okay, so don't worry about that. Now, the next one is going to be gold tickets. These gold tickets are used, for those of you who do not know this, they are used at the end of the contest. And you will also note that each round of the contest, based off what league you're in, will depend on how many tasks you start with. In the Mega League, you are going to start with 60. Then you have an additional 15 tickets that you can use. You can use 15 tickets in every league, but you're limited to the amount of gold tickets that you have. So it's not beneficial to use them in the lower leagues. If you need to use them in Metro to get promoted to Mega, then do that. But don't use them unless you're in Mega, or as what I just said. Now, if it's double points week, and that happens at the end of every contest or every season, okay? The last week of the pass is double points week every season. I don't care what league you're in. You want to use every ticket available at the double points week, okay? Note that you need to earn around 611 mayor's points in the pass if you want to be able to hit level 42. So break it down mathematically on the weeks and the contest to see what you need to run, each week to be able to finish your pass. For most people, that's easy to do, especially because of the last week being double points week. Now, here's the deal, okay? Let's see. So now we've moved on. We've got another deed for the beach. Again, I've already explained that part. This here is a 60% off discount for the lowest thing you can buy for the real money. So for me, it's only been for $4.99. I get the 60% discount, and it's like $2 or something. Now, in this case, I'm not going to collect my VU because I'm limited to space and they're already there and I have some available to me. So until I actually need to collect them, I'm going to leave them here as a backup storage. Okay? Which I advise to you to do the same. You can collect more cards immediately. That is easy. You don't need them for, you don't have a task to collect more cards. Okay? The gold chest is something that you need to only use that, because here's the thing. With the gold chest, you have gold keys too, right? Do not use this reward on the gold key task. Only use it on the chest task. And do not collect this without it being for that task. That task is usually a pain in the butt. And if possible, try to use it on double points week because it's a 6,000 point task then. And it's really easy. There's also one in the VU pass that's on the war screen. Keep in mind as well that if you are a level 18 player that you want to participate in Club Wars, that you need to have at least 35 homes on your map. Okay, otherwise you won't be able to. So you definitely want to have as many regular homes and only regular homes as you can, fully upgraded and at least 35. All right. Storage items, any items, dozers, storage, VU, beach, mountain, I don't care what it is. Any items that you have in this pass, do not collect until you're ready to actually use them because it's just a waste of space. All right. So far, we've talked about everything in here, I think. Let's see. Yep. Looks like we covered it. The buildings you can collect at any time. There's no task or anything that would affect in any way. All right. So moving on. Saving keys. That's something you're definitely going to want to do, but that is not part of, this whole ordeal here. So this is just for comp prep. Okay. Be sure to check out Missy's Building Guide video if you need a refresh on, what you should have accomplished by this level. So basically, I wrote up a step-by-step guide on what to do at this level, what to do at that level, what to have done by this level, and it should be out later today. Okay? Now, this is the really important shit, so pay attention. At level 18, you do not have tokens, right? If you get production tasks, you have to be able to do them relatively quickly. The quicker, the better, right? So the first thing that you're going to need if you want to attempt Mega, very first thing is you need at least 200 to 300 cash on your game that you're able to spend. You're going to need every single shop that you have available to you at a max time discount and a max production slots, which is 11 slots per shop. Okay? It's very expensive to unlock all of the shop slots. This is something that you should have been doing the moment you started your game. The very first thing. The only thing that you ever spend cash on is your shop slots and your depot slots. But shop ones are way more important right now. You shouldn't be spending any of your cash on anything else. No buildings, no water, no anything. No rares, nothing. Strictly shop slots and depot slots. Okay? Now, here's the thing. You're going to want to have all 5 slot factories if you're attempting Mega. You're going to want to have all of your store slots at a maximum upgrade. This includes the seasonal one. So a lot of people, they don't like to waste the cash on this shop here, right? And I don't blame you. But as a level 18 player, you don't have tokens, which means that you will have to have things done prematurely. And you won't be able to do that if you only have 2 space available, right? So unfortunately, you do have to do that if you want to be successful at Mega, okay? If you are trying to get 75 tasks done in the short amount of time given, then you need to break it down mathematically. If you're only on the game, X amount of hours a day, and then you're sleeping, right? And if you're spending 2 days to finish one fucking task, you're going to have a big problem there, right? Okay, so how do you set your shops up? Now, a guy in my group is having a little bit of trouble understanding, so I'm going to try as best I can to explain it, okay? Here's the deal. Before the contest starts, you want to make sure that you have, usually I try to have at least 50 of each VU. Now that is when I would play competitively. You might not need quite that many at your level, but being how VU is going to be one of your premiums and one of your most important, you might want to consider having at least 50 of each VU item. You're also going to want to have as many dozer as you can possibly accumulate. That way you can do expansion tasks as they pop up. Expansion tasks tend to pop up a lot, one after another. So be prepared for that. If you're canceling it, it's probably just going to come right back in, an assignment or two. Okay. Beach expansion. You're going to want to have at least enough beach to do one upgrade if you get an assignment that comes across for it. Coins. You're going to want to have at least 100,000 coins before attempting Mega. I mean, you don't have to, but it's usually good to not have to worry about it. But you can easily win Mega without having 100,000 coins, okay? It just depends on how well you're prepped, how much storage you have unlocked, and what your inventory is like. If your inventory is mainly rares, then you're gonna need more coins because you're gonna have to buy more items rather than be using them from your inventory. Now, during the contest of mayors, you're not going to be able to run your shops as you would normally, and that hurts you because if you're looking at the Missy and CPT's production guide, our production guide, we can run a level 18 player at a 87K minimum per day income. So and that doesn't include, all kinds of other shit. But the point is, you're not going to have that income coming in, right? So you want to make sure that you have some savings so that you can use that. Now, the other thing that you're going to want to have a nice stock of nails, tape, hammers, planks, paint, glue, melons, saps, grass, everything. You need everything, okay? Because you're going to have all that shit. It's going to be required for your VU repairs. It's going to be required for your shipments. It's going to be required for, war repairs, whatever. You're going to also want to go through your war cards. Now, you might not have very many available at this time, right? But you definitely want to launch at least one time every war so that you can claim the reward. You get a reward if you win or if you lose war. So make sure that you launch at least one time. Also make sure that you're going to look at the war cards that you are able to unlock. And you're going to pull them up, and I'm going to show you on my screen here. And if you're in my club, we start war 12 hours before the contest. That way we are in the attack phase when war starts, or when comm starts. So here's the deal. You're at your cards menu. Typically, and let me just tell you real quick, if you're somebody who wants to play the Contest of Mayors only feature, like you're not somebody who's into war at all, then there's a specific set of cards that you're going to want to unlock if you're playing it for the Contest of Mayors only. Now, if you decide later on down the road that you want to play war competitively, then you can just unlock the other cards. But if you're doing it for comm, unlock only these cards. Comic Hand. This one, And I have a video on this that explains why you're going to want these cards. I'm not getting into all that right now. But not in Kansas. Flying VU robot. This one. The Blizz whatever. Just a second, you guys. Tentacle Vortex, wherever that one is. I'm trying to find it here. Nope, not that one. I think it's up here. Yeah, this one here. Shield Buster. Doomsday. That's it. Okay, those are the ones you're going to want to unlock. Now, if you have a upgrade war card assignment, the unlock feature is also considered an upgrade, so it will work for that assignment. You are definitely going to want to launch, like I said, at least one time, but make sure that you are able to launch. You're able to launch those cards if you get an assignment. So, like, let's say you have Not in Kansas unlocked, right? And this is your legendary card. It's purple. Purple's legendary. This one is going to be one of your higher point assignments. So you might get let's say you get a 3,600 point legendary assignment or something, you know, or maybe it's 3,000 points. But anyways, let's say it's a 3,000 point assignment and it's asking you to launch a legendary attack twice. Then you're going to want to have those items available to you prior to the contest starting. That way you can speed up your stuff. So you're going to look at the materials needed, because it says launching requirements, and you're going to want to have those items. Okay. Then you're going to have stock up on those items. That way you have them if you have to do the task. Don't wait until you have a beach assignment to start looking for beach items. Okay? Make sure you're grabbing that stuff when you know, if you know you're gonna, if you got some room, you need to prep for that. Also, do not start the beach task if you're only one beach wheel away or whatever. If you don't have them all, don't start it. It's only a 1 hour task. So people start it and then they think they're going to be able to find an item relatively quickly, and then they don't, right? And then they miss their timer. It happens all the time. So don't do that. Also, don't forget to start the task. Always, even if you don't think you should, double check. I always do. Even if I'm pretty certain I've started my task, I always go back and look, because it is a bitch when you don't. It's a pain in the butt, okay? All right. Now, the cash. You're going to want to make sure that you have enough cash to bring back the flights. That's what most of your cash is going to be spent on at this part of the contest. So here's the thing. You unlock the airport flights based off population. If you have, let's say, London and Paris unlocked, right? Let's say that here's what you need to do the day before the contest. The day before the contest, you should be prepping all your shops on stocking up on items, making money, you know, running your items correctly and making money. Before the contest, look at look at your shop and go, okay, if I need to make, let's say I wanted to have 11 flour done by the time the contest starts. Then I would go and I would do the math and I'd say, okay, how long does it take to make 11 flour? I would get that number and then I would go and I would start it that far away from comp. So let's say that I wanted to make 11 flour before the contest and I wanted it to be done when the contest starts. Then I would go, okay, 11 flour at 30 minutes a bag is 5 hours and 5.5 hours. So I'm going to start making my flour 5.5 hours before the contest starts. Now, your factory items, do the same thing. Do it for every shop. Now, what items should you choose? Well, that's up to you. What item do you think you're going to get the assignment for? It's a guessing game at this point. And the reason that you have to do this is because you don't have tokens. And if you had tokens, you wouldn't have to be this strict on it. But with a level 18 player, you have a pretty good chance of getting a production assignment and being able to guess what it's going to be. So if you only have, let's say, veggies, flour, and melons unlocked at level 18, then those are pretty good odds that you're going to pick the right one, right? So let's say that you've started the contest and you don't have an assignment yet for that particular item, right? And you don't want to just leave your shop sitting there, not working on anything, but you don't want to collect them all because you want to be able to have them. So what do? Well, here's what you do. You either make sure that your storage is full before clicking on the shop, or you click on the shop before it and you use the yellow arrows on your screen to cycle through the shops and place it down. So let's say contest has started. I've made 11 chairs, okay? And I don't have a task for chairs, but I see a task in my queue to make 10 cupboards, but I have 11 chairs done, right? I'm working on my 3K VU assignment right now. So once that's finished, I'm going to get a new task that pops up. I'm going to start making the cupboards right now, right? But actually, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, look, I got 11 chairs here, okay? I'm going to collect one chair, one. I'm going to place one more chair down, just one chair, okay? This way, by the time I'm done with my VU assignment, I will have the 11th chair made again, and this way my shop isn't sitting there doing nothing. It's working, right? So let's say that I got lucky and I'm like, okay, cool. I guessed right, and I was able to get an assignment. After my VU assignment, I got a chair assignment, right? Well, good thing I didn't just set up a bunch of cupboards, right? So let's say that I didn't. Let's say that I got a make melons assignment, right? And let's say that the cupboards were of a higher point value. So cupboards would be my next one that I would want to do. So I'm going to collect all of my chairs, right? Then I'm going to put up one cupboard at a time. Not if that's the task that you're doing next, then you can put them all up. But if you're just preparing them, only put one up at a time. That is crucially important. That is so important, you guys, because this is what people will do. They will have, let's say that they have you're playing the game, you've got a tables task, and it's for 2,500 points, right? So you're like, okay, you're working on this tables task, right? Then you're like, okay, well, you know what? I finished my tables task and I got let's see here. No. All right, let's back up. You got a tables task for 2,500 points, right? You're looking at your entire task list and you have a task in there to make planks for 1,000 points less than the tables. And then you have a task in there to make hammers for less than the tables. A lot of people would say, okay, I'm going to start making the hammers and the planks, and I'll do that task first, and then I'll do the tables because they have to be made for the tables anyways. No, don't do that. That is bad. Bad, bad, bad. You are very limited to the amount of assignments that you have, right? So you can't afford to cash in on them like that. Now, let's say that you started making the planks and the chairs, but you don't collect on them. You're going to start making them one at a time. So you do your tables task, right? And let's say that you get a low task, and now the planks task is the highest task available for you. Well, at least now you've started the planks, right? So you can do that assignment. You need to have these assignments being worked on in case they become your highest one. It doesn't mean you're going to collect on them. That is what people don't understand. You're going to always work on your top 3 assignments, always, but you're not necessarily going to collect them. There's been many times where I've been working on something, let's say I'm making paint for an assignment, and all of a sudden, I'm finishing up one assignment. I got a launch 3 VU. I finished it up, but during the time between launching my VU, you don't want to be doing nothing, right? So you look at your other tasks and you start them. However, let's say that I have a paint task for 2000. I have a launch 3K VU. This is a perfect example. Pay attention, okay? You're working on your launch 3K, your launch 3. And you put up a bunch of paint because you have a paint assignment. And then you get a make cement assignment that is higher value than the paint. Now you have to wait for all that paint to finish before you can do anything. And you're not going to be collecting that paint because it's a lower point task now. So you might not ever end up collecting on the paint. You can't afford to collect it. At level 18, you can't afford to have that type of thing happen. It will fuck your whole week up, okay? If paint takes a while and you've got 11 of them, that's kind of a fucking problem if you got to wait for it all to finish and you can't even collect on it. So if you had put only one paint down, right? And then let's say the cement task popped up, you could go, okay, good thing I only made the one paint. Now I can start making the cement. So you put the one cement down, right? And let's say you have 2 cement finished, okay? How do you put another one down without collecting the ones that are already there? Like I said, you're going to click a different shop and you're going to cycle through it. This will allow you to do that. So just a recap here, okay? If you're trying to keep a bunch of items done at your shop and not be losing out on money. So like, let's say that you're prepping your shop 12 hours before comm, right? You don't want to have 10 paint or 11 paint sitting there and not have the shop running for 11 hours, right? So you collect one and you make one. You collect one and you make one. You don't collect all 11. That's the easiest way to do it. Now, you could, if you're going to be off the game for fucking 12 hours, then you might as well collect them all and then make them all. Just try to, prep right. But let's say that, I got 5.5 hours before the contest starts. Okay. All right, cool. I'm going to put down 11 flour. I know it's going to be done when the contest starts. Contest starts. I don't get a flour assignment. So I collect one flour bag and then I put up a second one. That way I just have this constant flow and I'm not just idle in that shop. But I'm not filling it up in case something comes along. Just make something one at a time. So that's how you're going to do it. And you have to do it for every shop. Otherwise, what's going to happen is these production tasks are going to kill you. Now, it's a good idea to pick the item in your shop wisely. For example, if you're doing a comm prep, it's probably a good idea to prep for an assignment that is a longer item to make. It doesn't really benefit you to prep a nails assignment, right? I would rather prep like a paint assignment or something that takes longer. And like I said, that's how you're going to be keeping your shops not idle. Otherwise, you're just going to be sitting there with a bunch of items done, not making any money, not getting anywhere, doing nothing. Okay? Do not cash in on those assignments if they're of a lower point value. It doesn't matter how much, time and shit you put into that assignment. You're going to have to trust me on that. All right? So, do not fill your shops up. if you are, let's say you are at work, right? And your highest point task is a paint task. You know you're doing that task, and you know that you're not doing any other task in the meantime, right? You're going to start, let's just, you're going to be off the game for several hours, so you fill your shop with paint. You start your assignment, you collect them, you fill your shop, right? But you want to make sure that you're working on your other assignments as well during this time. Then you would fill your shop. But if you're working on any assignment at all, at any time, at the same time as you're doing that one, then that's when you need to not fill your shop, because that's when a possibility can pop up where it could change the dynamics of what assignment you're doing. But if you know for sure that is the one you're doing, then you can fill it up, okay? If you are experiencing difficulties trying to balance this, and like I said, if you have a low storage, this is going to be very hard for you. You're not going to be able to win the contest of mayors in Mega if you have a low storage, not easily, not unless you are a higher level and can blow through a bunch of tokens, right? So if you're finding the production aspects of the game to be very difficult for you, then you might want to consider going up to level 20, and that way you can use silver tokens to ease some of that time. The flights, this is very, very, very important, you guys. Your flights are going to be, they are going to cost you money. And when the flights come in, you want to make sure that you're timing your flights. For example, this one doesn't come in for 3 hours, right? Okay, cool. So this one here, it leaves in 7 hours. So if I click this and I see that the contest starts in 13 hours, that means that I'm going to have wasted 7 hours if I don't send out for a new flight, because this is just going to sit here for 7 hours, not working on the timer at all. Then after 7 hours, the 18-hour timer will begin. Well, I know I'm not going to do this flight until at least till the contest starts. So I'm going to speed up this 7.5 hours and click new shipment. Or, okay, 12 hours for this one. So now I have a 12-hour wait, which means that if the contest starts in, whatever I forgot now. Contest starts in 13 hours. I have a 12-hour wait. It's going to be there an hour after the contest, rather than before it would have been like 9 hours or whatever. Next thing that you need to know, if you were to pack that box, even one of those boxes, that button will disappear. You will not be able to send out for a new shipment. That is problematic because it makes you wait. So if I would have packed one of those boxes, I wouldn't have been able to request a new shipment. I would have had to wait 7.5 hours. Don't do that. Now, you are playing the game. You've done the first round of shipments, and now you have this again. You pack the boxes, you send them out, and you have a 12-hour wait. You cannot afford to wait 12 hours and then do that shipment and then wait another 12 hours for the third shipment. You cannot afford that. You have to pay for them. They have to come back in. Okay? So you're going to pay the 14 cash. It's going to come back immediately. Do not pre-pack the boxes until you're certain that you're going to be able to get the items that you need. Okay? So you've packed the second round. You're going to have to pay for the third one. At nighttime, during the contest, you need to prep every single assignment on your list that is at least 1,800 points, okay? You also want to make sure that you're making your factory items, you want to make sure that you are making them like the longest one. So if you're a level 20, for example, it would be advisable to make glass or something before, like at night. That way, if you get a glass task, that is available and ready for you, or before the contest of mayors, right? as far as, you know, anything else goes, I mean, that pretty much covers the comp prep, really. If you are a level 24 player, you're going to have a little bit harder of a time with prep as far as how much storage space is going to be needed for you, because your storage space is definitely going to require, you're going to need a lot more space. One, you're going to have a lot more items unlocked, but you're going to have epic tasks, and you're going to get epic assignments once you hit level 24. If you get an epic assignment, you need to have that available. So you need to, one, you need to make sure that you have an epic, a fully upgraded regular residential home. You need to make sure that you did not do an epic project just before the contest, because then you have a cooldown period of 12 hours. It used to be 24, but I'm pretty sure it's 12 now. And then you need to make sure that you, if you do get an epic task, that you're able to afford to start that epic immediately and prepped for it, which means you need to have a lot of good items put away. And I have a video that explains, you know, what items you need and how many of them and what to expect and cost and all that good shit. Okay. When you do your epic assignment, it is usually for 40 to 60 points. Okay. You have 200 points total that you can earn during an epic project. If you get an assignment for 60 points, you need to stop at 60 and wait and see if you get another epic assignment. And then one, you know, make sure that you have enough time to finish it, of course. But, you know, if you're somebody who can finish a gold epic in 20 minutes, then you're fine. You can, you know, take some time, let it sit, see if you get another epic task. During that time, you can fill all of the requests on your pointers. You know, you can go through the list and make the list and go, okay, you know I'm going to need this, and this when the time does come. And then just make sure that when the task pops up that you are able to fill all of those bubbles, right? After the second wave of epic tasks, depending on how many points you have left, it is possible to squeeze in a third epic task. I've done it many times, so you might want to consider that. If you are, let's say you went over it a little bit, you know, and you were at like, I don't know, 160 points or something, don't bother with it. Just finish it, because a 40-point epic assignment is not worth very many points. All right. Then you're going to want to make sure, like I said, that in 12 hours, when that cooldown is up, if you get another epic task, you need to be able to afford to do it. You cannot afford to not do it, not in Mega. So you need to be prepared for having to do more than one epic in that round of contest. So you need to make sure that you have enough items and money. And if an epic project for a level 24 player, that's obviously with no regionals, because you don't have regionals yet. Okay, a level 24 player with all 3-pointer buildings and a full inventory. Okay, if you were to add up just the items that go into the epic, you know, not saying, okay, I had 20 grand, now I have 10 grand, so it cost me 10 grand. No, that's not how it works. We have been adding up the exact cost of an epic project for a level 24 player, and it ranges anywhere from 150 to 160 or 170,000 is what we've been seeing. So you need that. Okay, you need to be prepared to do multiple of them. So you want at least, I would say, 400,000 coins at a minimum before starting Mega if you're a level 24 player. All right. I don't think I have anything more to say on the Contest of Mayors prep, but I will say this. If you're having difficulties knowing what item to pick in the shop, then just take these things into consideration. Try to make an item that takes longer. Try to make an item that you think you might get a task for. You know, if you've noticed that you've never had an assignment to make planks, then you should probably go with something else, you know? Um, don't make nails, make paint or something, you know? Don't make don't make veggies, make melons. Make the stuff that takes the longest or is the most common assignment to get. All right, so we've talked about, hang on just a sec. All right, we've talked about war, talked about production, money, epics, rares. Let's see. I think that covers it, you guys. I'm pretty sure. What else? What else? What else? VU, we talked about the VU. Oh, if you are in a situation where you have a 1K VU task, you need to get that out of the way immediately. You need to do that task immediately because that is your premium. If that task sits there for 1,000 points, it is going to not, that task does not pop up in duplicates. The longer that task sits there, you won't get any VU tasks. You won't get any launch VU tasks with that one sitting there. And considering you're very limited to the 3K assignments you can do, it's kind of problematic if you have it being used up with a 1K spot. So you need to get that one done very first thing. If you have trouble picking your assignments, watch all of my videos. I have a lot of shit on this game, a lot of information on the contest of mayors, but prep is going to make your life a lot easier, okay? A lot of time is spent dinking around trying to find items or, trying to make items or whatever, you know? So have those things done. And I think that is it, you guys. I really do. I think that's it. If I forgot anything, I'm sure I'll have another time to say it in a video. So if you can think of anything that I may have forgotten, put it in the comments section. But I'm pretty certain that is it when it comes to comp prep. So for your level, anyway. There's definitely going to be a much harder and stricter preparation if you are trying to win the contest beyond level 30. Okay, that is also something you guys need to be very, very, very aware of. Once you proceed on, if you hit level 30, whew, yeah, the contest of mayors changes so much at level 30. So I will put out a video for that. All right, I'm done today for this video, and if you guys need anything, put it in the comments.